That was sinister and scary. That is the only way we can describe the bizarre creatures being discovered in the ocean depths nowadays. Hooray for high-tech cameras that allow us to witness mind-boggling deep-sea creepy crawlies from the comforts of our homes. Black swallowers, huge octopuses with glow-in-the-dark suckers, and puzzling panda skeleton jellyfish tribrids. These are just a few of the terrorizing things dwelling in the freezing dark waters, and sometimes they like to pay us a visit. A man caught these creatures crawling out of the ocean, and you won't believe what happened next. Barrel-eye fish. Barrel-eye fish are super strange with eyes shaped like tubes that can look straight up through their see-through heads. Even though their eyes seem green, they have a yellow coloring that helps them tell the difference between sunlight and glowing light made by other sea creatures. These fish live in the ocean's twilight zone, where it's pretty dark, but just light enough for animals to cast shadows. Predators below look for those shadows, so some sea creatures produce light on their bellies to hide. But barrel-eye fish are smart. They use their special eyes to block sunlight and spot sneaky prey trying to evade capture. Barrel-eye fish float still in the dark until food comes by. Then they zoom up, grab it, and turn their eyes forward to focus. Scientists filmed one in 2021 off California's coast. They think these fish eat little animals stuck in the long jellyfish-like tentacles of siphonophores. Their clear heads might even protect them from stings. Still, there's a lot we don't know about these odd fish. But barrel-eye fish aren't the only strange creatures hiding in the deep. Another mysterious animal recently caught on camera has left scientists amazed. The big-fin squid. The big-fin squid is a rarely seen deep-sea creature with incredibly long tentacles, sometimes stretching up to 26 feet. Earlier this year, an underwater camera filmed one about 20,000 feet below the ocean's surface. These squids are so mysterious that there have only been about a dozen sightings worldwide. Scientists don't go looking for them on purpose. They just get lucky. Alan Jameson, a deep-sea scientist from the University of Western Australia, explained how they found the squid by chance while exploring the bottom of the Tonga Trench in the South Pacific. Big-fin squids are often spotted by accident during deep-sea activities, like when cameras are sent down for oil and gas research. With their long, dangling tentacles, these creatures look both amazing and a little spooky. Every time researchers capture footage of a big-fin squid, they learn a little more about the wonders of the deep ocean. They receive their name because their fins are around 90% the length of the squid's mantle, or main body. The longest big-fin squid on record was more than 20 feet long, and they may get significantly larger. Some researchers believe they utilize their arms and tentacles as a spider web-like net to catch tiny animals as they swim by. As scientists continue to explore the ocean's depths, they keep discovering more incredible creatures, like the next one on the list, with shapes and habits as surprising as a spinning plate. Dinner plate jellyfish. The dinner plate jellyfish is a huge predator in the deep, dark ocean. It isn't too picky about food. This jellyfish loves to eat other squishy sea animals. Jellyfish, comb jellies, siphonophores, and salps are all snacks for the dinner plate jellyfish. Scientists from Monterey Bay Aquarium Research Institute said it has one of the most varied diets of all the animals that live in the middle of the ocean. So far, they've seen it eat 21 different kinds of jelly-like prey. When it's hunting, the dinner plate jellyfish swims with its tentacles stretched out in front. This helps it grab its prey by surprise. The forward-pointing tentacles are especially good at catching animals with long tentacles or skinny bodies. Researchers said it's like raking up sticks in your yard. This jellyfish is an important part of life in the deep sea, but there's still much to learn about it. Scientists keep studying these fascinating creatures to understand more about how they live and what makes them such great hunters. Ribbon eels. Eels are known for their shocking nature, but don't worry, this one will just do it metaphorically. Recently, divers made an amazing discovery while exploring the ocean and found this remarkable creature. Ribbon eels are amazing creatures that prefer warm tropical waters. They might remind you of their bigger cousins, the moray eels, but ribbon eels are smaller and full of surprises. They go through incredible changes in color and even gender as they grow up. When ribbon eels are young, they're black with a bright yellow stripe along their backs. This is called the black phase. As they get older, their black bodies turn a stunning blue with the same yellow stripe. This is when they're male. Later they grow bigger, turn yellow and become female. Female ribbon eels can lay eggs. Ribbon eels like to live in coral reefs, but they can also be found on sandy or rocky bottoms. They usually hide in burrows, showing only their heads. If you're lucky, you might see one swimming freely, looking like a wavy ribbon in the water. These eels eat small fish and shrimp. They hunt at night and use their long nostrils to sense movement in the water. When their mouths open and close, it's not aggression, they're just breathing. Ribbon eels can live up to 20 years and grow over 3 feet long. They're truly special creatures. Spiky-nosed spookfish. Scientists have found a new kind of ghost shark deep in the Pacific Ocean. They called it the spiky-nosed spookfish because it has a pointy nose and a long thin tail. This fish was discovered near Australia and New Zealand. Before, scientists thought all ghost sharks were the same, but they found out this one is different from others. Ghost sharks are special fish related to sharks and rays. They have smooth, scale-free skin and sharp, beak-like teeth. The new fish was named Hariota avia, after a scientist's grandmother. It has a long, thin nose, a slim body, and big eyes. Ghost sharks live deep in the ocean, where it's hard to study them. The new ghost shark was discovered in the Chatham's Rise, around 750 kilometers east of New Zealand's coast. It is distinguished by its highly elongated snout, which can account for half of its whole body length, and has most likely developed to aid in the hunt for prey. The chocolate brown fish can grow to be a meter long, with huge milky eyes and a serrated dorsal fin to dissuade predators. Black swallower. Most bottom dwellers are too little to pose harm to humans, even if they come into contact with one. That doesn't make them any less terrifying than a stack of horror films. The black swallower resembles a sea monster that consumed another sea monster. It's slim at first, but just until it eats dinner. Then, its stomach can grow up to 10 times its original size. If this ocean species overeats, its meal may begin to deteriorate before the black swallower has finished digesting it. This produces so much gas that the fish is driven to the surface, where it dies prematurely. It can swallow other fish whole, up to twice its length and 10 times its weight, due to a balloon-like stomach, wide mouth, and long lower jaw, the same as snakes may swallow a whole deer. Hooked, backward-pointing teeth withdraw to create room for prey, and lock together to hold it inside. Black swallowers are infrequently spotted in their native environment at 700 to 3,000 meters deep. However, dead individuals have been seen floating at the ocean's surface, with what seems to be a semi-transparent spare tire dangling from their belly and containing barely digested bigger fish. The fish's black scaleless body makes it a stealthy predator, but the eat first and ask questions later policy may put it at a disadvantage. Sassy sparkler seaworm. Scientists were amazed when they found a shiny bristly seaworm that looked like a toilet scrubber in the ocean. The Schmidt Ocean Institute shared a video of the worm, calling it a sassy sparkler. They said the only way to describe it was with jazz hands, because it shimmers and moves in a fun way. The worm was found by a robot exploring a deep part of the ocean off Chile. This worm has bristles on each part of its body and shines because of special proteins. Some people online said it looked like a porcupine, a skunk, or even a moving toupee. There are many types of these worms in the ocean, some as long as 10 feet. Despite their strange looks, some worms are used for fishing or even food in the South Pacific. Strange fish found in Gully. Off the coast of Nova Scotia, the shallow waters meet the deep Atlantic Ocean. At the edge of the continental shelf, there's a giant underwater canyon called the Gully. This trench is 40 miles long and more than 9 miles wide. It's the biggest underwater canyon in the western North Atlantic and home to rare and endangered animals. In 2009, researchers found a strange fish in the gully. They brought it to the surface to study. The fish had a big round head, a smooth body, a wide open mouth, and was dark brown, almost black. Scientists tested its DNA to figure out what kind of fish it was. At the time, it didn't match any known species, so they couldn't give it a name. The gully remains a special place full of mysteries. Barbie pig. Scientists found a strange pink creature called a Barbie pig deep in the ocean, in a spot where big mining projects are planned. Thomas Dahlgren, a marine researcher, says it's important to learn about these animals to help protect them. The Barbie pig, named for its pink color and tiny feet, is about 20 to 30 centimeters long. During a 45-day research trip this spring, scientists spotted it on their screens thousands of meters underwater. The team couldn't believe their eyes. Finding new deep-sea animals isn't rare, but this discovery amazed the scientists. Dahlgren joined the trip between Mexico and Hawaii to study life in the deep ocean, between 3,500 and 5,500 meters below the surface. The deep sea is still a big mystery, and learning more about these creatures could help keep them safe before mining begins. Glowing sea slug. Scientists exploring deep waters off California found a glowing sea slug with a special trick. This creature acts like a Venus flytrap, catching prey with a big hood. It also lights up with a bright blue glow, making it look like a mix of a jellyfish and a plant. Living in the deep, midnight zone of the Pacific Ocean, the slug can be found as far down as 13,100 feet. It uses its glowing tail to distract predators and its hood to trap shrimp-like crustaceans. Its body is see-through, so you can even spot its colorful organs inside. Researchers have studied this slug for over 20 years and finally captured footage of its glowing show. They hope this discovery will help uncover more secrets of the deep ocean, the biggest and darkest habitat on Earth. Zombie worms. Belonging to the genus Osedax, zombie worms are terrifying deep-sea creatures that consume the bones of deceased whales. Without a mouth or stomach, the 1 to 3 inch long worms survive by secreting an acid from their skin that dissolves the whalebone. Researchers are unsure how the animals ingest the food, but they believe symbiotic microbes aid in digestion. The holes the animals make in the skeletons of decaying giants serve two purposes. They supply food and safety. In 2002, Osedax worms were discovered at a depth of around 10,000 feet off the coast of California. More than 30 species of bone-eating worms have been discovered in oceans ranging from New Zealand to the Gulf of Mexico. While Osedax are best known for extracting some of the final nutrients from whale skeletons fallen to the deep, they don't discriminate among bone. They've also been found on fish bones and have colonized cow bones dumped from a ship. They cling to any bones they can find by digging in with roots that contain the symbiotic bacteria. Feathery plumes extend from the other end of their bodies, serving as gills to take oxygen from the waters. When disturbed, zombie worms retreat their plumes inside their bodies. If all of this isn't bizarre enough, the only worms doing any drilling are females. Minuscule males live inside their bodies. One study found 111 males within a single female zombie worm. Because the eggs and sperm are so close together, there is no need to look for a mate. The worms can then release a large number of fertilized eggs, hoping that they will land near some newly fallen bones. Deep-sea anglerfish. People walking on an Oregon beach found something amazing, a rare deep-sea anglerfish washed ashore. This strange fish usually lives in the deep ocean, over half a mile below the surface, so spotting one on land was a big surprise. This spooky fish has sharp spiky teeth, small black eyes, and a glowing bulb on its head to lure prey. It looks like the scary fish in Finding Nemo. Anglerfish use their bright bulbs to trick other fish, squid and crustaceans into swimming close enough to get caught. These fish eat anything that fits in their mouths. The one found in Oregon is a Pacific football fish, part of a group with over 100 species. Only females grow big and scary, while males become tiny and live attached to females, helping with reproduction. Scientists study each rare find to learn more about these mysterious creatures. Two-headed porpoise. In 2017, Dutch fishermen caught something very strange in their nets, a porpoise with two heads. This rare creature, called a two-headed harbor porpoise, was the first of its kind ever seen. The fishermen, worried it might be illegal to keep, quickly threw it back into the sea after taking photos and telling scientists about their find. Conjoined twins like this are extremely rare in wild animals. Before this, scientists had only found 9 two-headed dolphins or whales. From the photos they learned the porpoise was a newborn male. It still had baby hairs on its head, an umbilical opening, and a floppy tail that hadn't stiffened enough for swimming. Porpoises usually have just one baby every 1 or 2 years, and twins are uncommon. Scientists